everybody, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Debbie and this is my crafty den. And if you are a returning viewer, then welcome back. And I'm working on a diamond painting today. So this is the same. I haven't done much of this week. I think I sat down for half an hour a couple of times, and other than that, I haven't done a whole lot on this painting this week. This is my 40 by 40 centimeter long-haired Chihuahua painting, and I'll insert a little picture here like I did last week just to show you what I'm working on, because this one is covered with the solid release paper instead of the clear, and so yeah, it makes it hard for you guys to see. But yeah, I'm working on this. This is a slow one, guys. It is peppered, just peppered with color everywhere. There haven't been any large swatches of color so far in this top bit, and I've gone down this side a little wee bit just to use up a few drills that were in my tray. And yeah, I really am making slow progress on this, but this is okay. This is okay. This is a painting that I'm going to keep for myself. You know, I have a place here where I want to put it, and I think I mentioned in the last WIP and chat that I decided that I was going to try to have a print of some sort up of each of the dogs or dog types of the favorite dogs that I've had or that I've known over the years. And yeah, just as a little reminder and some a little bit of art and, you know, an out of the way spot. But with that being said, this is the type of a painting that you can work on. I mean, I've got this just sitting on my table, and I sit down and I work on it whenever, you know, whenever I feel like it or if I get a chance. And but it's something that you can put away as well. So I may throw all these drills into a Ziploc bag and lay this on my stack unfinished for a while and get something else out different to work on. So next week, I think I've decided, I've decided that next week I'm going to start working on something Christmassy, because I can do that. I can put this away for a while and work on something Christmassy. And that way, when I'm done, the little, I think I have a Christmas gnome. I'm not sure. I must have something Christmassy. I would not have not ordered something for Christmas. I better check that, guys? Make sure I've got something Christmassy to work on before I make any promises. But yeah, I'd love to be working on something Christmassy. And if I don't have anything, I might order something, you know, this week, because it should be here. It shouldn't take too long to get here if I don't order anything extravagant. I'm thinking of just a little side piece to work on while I'm not working on this, and some round drills too, because all my little fluff pieces, I guess I'm going to call them, all my little fun pieces are usually round drills. They're not major pieces of art that I want to put up. And they're just fun pieces. So I do round diamond paintings for those, like the round drill paintings for the fun little pieces. Like my little Halloween cat that I did for Halloween was round drills, and I've got a little gnome, I believe, with a heart or something. I think maybe that's what I'm thinking of as my Christmas one. I'm not sure. I've got myself confused. But those pieces I'll put up maybe behind the coffee bar, or, you know, put them on a small canvas and put them on a stand or something as part of my seasonal decor. So I won't leave them up very long. So they don't have to be major, great, the expensive paintings. A lot of these can be done just for fun. My pieces that I want to keep up year round, or for all the time that's not a holiday decor, then I just laid them down crooked. I hate when I put down square drills crooked because it takes a good minute to wiggle them around and get them straight again. Best to get them straight when you first put them down. But I don't think that I have to spend a lot of money on pieces that are just going to be like seasonal decor fun pieces, I think is what I'm trying to say. The pieces I want to leave up year round will be better quality paintings. And so far, I haven't done any paintings that have AB drills in them yet. You know the really sparkly ones that have the Aurora Borealis coating on them that makes them extra shiny. So I haven't done any of those yet, and I'm really excited to try some. I just want to see what all the hype is about. I got a little piece of plastic hanging over there. But yeah, I just want to see what all the hype is about with the AB drills and how sparkly they really are. And I thought that they would be really good ones to do as seasonal decor pieces because then they'd really pop and they'd really stand out. So I found this website called, what was it called? Glitter Queen? No. Oh my gosh, guys, I forgot what it was even called. I got it written down somewhere. Oh, there's an X way back there that I missed. Anyway, I've got it written down somewhere, and I'm going to go check it out because they have a lot of paintings that have AB drills incorporated into them. And not a lot of the websites actually do. At least I haven't found. I know Diamond, there's a group, and it's an American website, and I know that they have Diamond Art Club, I believe it's called, which I haven't gotten any from yet, but I believe that they have them. I've seen a lot of ladies talk about them and show, and I think that's where they said that they're from. And I have been avoiding ordering from American websites for my diamond paintings right now because for me, I have no idea why, but for me, things have been a little bit iffy on costs, delivery costs. Like you think you've paid all the delivery costs and then you find out that you have to pay more, or you have to, the whole delivery from the States right now is a little bit sketchy, and I'm not sure what's going on. So let me know in the comments below if any of you have been finding that ordering things from the States has been a little bit off lately and it's been costing you a little more money than usual. I think it's, excuse me, my fall allergies have kicked in bad this last little while, to the point that I almost feel like I have a sinus infection, guys. It's so if you hear me sniffing, I'm really sorry. I don't intend to, but I don't intend to go back and edit every little thing out of this video either. These videos are far too long for me to do an hour session and then edit it all and get it all up on the same day, which I've been trying to do either just overnight or on the same day. I'm trying to make these ones quick. If they weren't quick, I wouldn't, they would be just too hard for me to get up as a video. I want these to be a little bit more unfiltered and natural. Just me chatting. This is what you get, guys. all the mistakes and the ums and the ahs and the everything. It's just all me. And I'm doing it a little bit earlier today than I did last week. I tried to do it late on a Tuesday night, and I haven't been sleeping well, guys. I'm going through one of those, those periods of insomnia. I do have my coffee here, though. So by early evening, I'm really tired. And I was having a hard time last week being so tired and following my train of thought when I was talking, and it was really rambly. I apologize for that. You guys that listened to it knew, I'm sure, that that I was off. And I mean, I'm off most of the time. So to be off from that is really bad. Yeah, to be worse than normal me is not a good thing. Not a good thing. So I've used up that little packet of drills. I haven't even kitted this one up, guys, because there was no need for me to take all the drills and put them into different containers when these packets are so tiny that I can just open a packet and pretty much use the whole thing up. And then if there's not enough showing on the exposed part of my canvas, then I just won't open up another packet of that kind. And I can go back and do that as I move down my page, if that makes any sense at all. So I got some stuff in the bottom of my tray, but it's just bits of wax that are falling off my pen. There. I need a couple more of this size trays. I find this is the most convenient. It fits my hand good. It holds a good amount of drills, and it's comfortable to tip up when I'm trying to get at the ones in the corners. So I need a couple more drill trays this size. So, should I do another one of those? Do I have enough of those on here? I don't know that I do. I think I'll switch to... There's quite a few of those on there. And there's quite a few of those on there. I think I'm going to go with these. They look like little tiny barbells stood up on their end, and they are 3072. They're right here. Oh, they're right, and it's right here. So yeah, that's it's one of the colors that there's a lot of. This really light blue color. Oh gosh, the colors in this are so pretty. They're so soft. There. So yeah, so I'll just start here and work that way for a little bit. But yeah, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, yeah, so I only open a drill. See how few drills there are in here? Yeah, I lose my train of thought so easily. So a little background, if you're new here, I have fibromyalgia. And one of my biggest problems with it that I have a hard time coping with is the brain fog. I have a really hard time following a train of thought sometimes, and I just lose my train of thought. I lose my train of thought completely. Like I'll completely forget what I'm talking about or what I'm doing, and other days I just have such a hard time. Well, some days I can't do anything. Like some days I'm just couch bound because I can't function. The brain fog will get so bad that I can't function. And I've tried various different things. I've tried various different vitamins and different, home remedies and things like that. The doctors don't seem to have much that you can do to fix that. I know if I got more sleep, it would help. And when the brain fog is the worst, my insomnia is the worst. So the more I need the sleep, the less I seem to be able to get. So I decided I was going to do this midnight whip and chat in the morning so that I'd at least be able to try to carry on some kind of a conversation or chat, as it were. My cat, I caught my cat, a little bit of this has been exposed, and I caught my cat up laying on my table where my diamond painting is, laying beside the diamond painting stretched out across my desktop, and she got a little bit of cat hair on here. So it's a good thing that this part gets cut off. I don't use that. And I should have covered that over with some washi tape. But she was laying on there, chewing on the corner of these little drill bags, this plastic. She was just laying there chewing on this crinkly plastic. Like, I have no idea. I don't know what it is with her lately, but she is attracted to the crinkly noises of plastic and likes to chew on it. It's crazy. She never did it before. It's only been recently that she's doing it. So I don't know what's up with that. Unless she's just discovered it. But she's a funny, funny girl, my cat is. A funny girl. She usually has to be somewhere near me. Like if I'm sitting like this and not moving around, I can kind of, look out, and within 5 foot space around me, my cat and my dog are both laying somewhere. Just to make sure I'm not going to go away and do something on them, I guess. But she's an indoor cat. Her own choice. Her own choice. I know that sounds funny, but as a kitten, I got her chipped because I was worried that if she got away, if she got out and didn't come back, and somebody picked her up, that I wouldn't be able to find her. Or, different things. Cats get carried away, different things. They're not really safe outside, and I prefer an indoor cat. Every cat that I've ever owned has wanted to go outside. So I got her chipped. She doesn't like it outside, guys. I can leave the screen door propped open in the summer, and she'll go out onto the front porch, like onto the front step, kind of. But as soon as she steps down the step and her feet touch actual ground, she backs up and she's right back in the house again. She doesn't want to be outside. I don't know. She's a strange kitty. She's a sweetheart, though. She's a really cuddly kitty. Huge. She's massive. I sometimes think there's some Maine Coon in her. The Maine Coon cats, if you haven't seen them, look those breeds up, because, yeah, they're massive. And she's more like a dog than she is like a cat. She wants to be right close by, and she listens. Like, she's funny. She's funny. I can talk to her like I talk to the dog, but she's funny. But then she has those cat ways where she gets standoffish as well, and she doesn't want to have anything to do with you unless it's her idea. A typical cat attitude. So, yeah, I love my animals. I love my fur babies, guys. They're my family, especially in the last almost 2 years now. Moving from Ontario to the East Coast at the very beginning of a pandemic doesn't help you get to know your neighbors very well, guys. It's hard to make new friends or join groups. Or I had full intentions of moving to this small town. We researched it first. Sorry, guys. We researched it first and found out that they have a seniors community here, and they do card games and bingo nights and lots of things happening at the community center and all kinds of really cool stuff. And I thought, what a perfect place to come and retire. I'll be able to join some groups and get to know people. It should be a place to fit in really quick. Oh, and all the things that I like to do are here. And none of it's running right now. I'll be so glad when things get back to normal and I can actually get out and about and have some sort of a social life. It's really difficult, really, really difficult. So there were a lot of those over here, and I think I worked my way with the last packet and came this way. So I wonder if I pull this back a little bit, because I know there's a lot of this in here. Yeah, there's a whole bunch down here. So I think I'm just going to kind of extend this down a little wee bit and use up the rest of this tray. Just keep going and use up the rest of this tray. Like I said, everything on this painting is so spread out and scattered. I think I said last week that I had practiced working with multiplacers and couldn't do it. So the two half-hour sessions that I did this week, I didn't do much, but the 2 half-hour sessions that I did this week, I tried the multiplacers again, guys, and I don't think it's a skill that I'm going to learn to, that I'm going to be able to master. I just don't think, if there was a special word for not being able to do it, I think that's what I'd be classed at. It's definitely not my thing. It isn't. It's comical. Like, it's absolutely comical. So I have my tweezers are here, right here. And they're so close by because I tried even just 3 to try to place 3 on here and get them in a straight line. And there aren't that many places on this painting where you get 3 drills of the same color in a row. But like there's a little bit right here. So if I took my drill placer and tried to put 3 down, the first one might be kind of semi on the square, but the other 2 are off so bad that I actually had to take them back off the glue with the tweezers and place them down one at a time. And there was no fixing them, guys. So when I say I'm not a professional diamond painter, I really, really mean it. Yeah, these are really scattered. Like there's that little wee bit there, and then there's this little bit here. There's some more over here. And that's, I think, why this diamond painting is going to be so time consuming. And that's why, so I did I answered a few questions a couple weeks back, And somebody asked me how long it takes to do a diamond painting. And that's why there's no answer for that. Absolutely, there's not. That one was really crooked. And this is really sticky glue on this as well. So when you get one down in the wrong spot, or if it's crooked, I'm having a really hard time straightening them up. So I've never had one quite like this. I don't think it's not poured. Like it's definitely not poured. And it grabs those drills like immediately. And if they're not in the right spot, they can only be off a fracture. They can only be off a fraction, just a hair. And if any more than that, and I can't straighten them back up again. So yeah, this is going to be a difficult painting to do, but it's going to be so worth it because I absolutely love this little picture. I just think it's so cute, and it looks so much like my wee little dog. So if you haven't tried diamond painting yet, what's stopping you guys? I mean, winter's coming, so unless you're an outdoor winter enthusiast, you've got a lot of hours right now to fill with things to do indoors. So it's a good time to start. I got my first one for Christmas last year, so started right after Christmas. So I've been doing it for 10 months. Yeah, they got 2 months till the end of the year. So I've been only doing it for 10 months, and but I knew right away that it was something that I was just going to love doing. It's taken the place of jigsaw puzzles for me. I was a big puzzle person, and I never did a puzzle twice, but I also didn't glue them and keep them. I found the lines in them. I didn't like that. I didn't like the look of a puzzle glued. I'm not a big fan. It's something that my mom would do, and back in the 60s, 70s, and I didn't like it. I just didn't like the look of them, never did. So this is so scattered, and the colors are so close together, and it's almost all, it's not even one of those ones where some of the drills are dark and some of the drills are light, so you can look for white symbols or black printed symbols. You know, guys, what I'm talking about. Yeah, so it's you got to look at every little symbol to find the ones that you're looking for. And they're there. There's just no groups of them. Oh gosh, yeah. I'm not complaining. I am, but yeah. So anyway, this has kind of taken the place of me just doing jigsaw puzzles and then putting them back in the box and then taking them and donating them to the thrift shop when I was done. I'm one of those people that I used to put them all back, take them all apart, put them back in the box, tape the box up because I knew everything was in there, and then I would just take it and donate it, and I'd look for another one at the thrift store or go and buy another puzzle and do another puzzle. And this is like that, except that I have a finished product now that I can gift or hang up or incorporate with my seasonal decor, like I said. And that was falling off of there. And I'm enjoying it. I'm having all kinds of fun doing this. So this is the perfect little craft for those periods when you don't want to be in your craft room. I'd like to sometimes just do this. I can see my television in my living room from the table where I'm diamond painting. And I like to just put my television on and sit here and do this while I'm watching a show, or I have YouTube videos on or something like that. I'm not a big TV person except for a few shows a week, so just sitting down in front of the TV isn't an option for me. Like it just really isn't. I'm not doing anything when I'm doing that. And I have to be doing something. I have to be doing something. I don't know if other people are like that. Before my hands got, my fingers got so sore, I knitted. I'd knit and crochet. So that's what I would do when I was watching television. But I don't do that as much anymore. Although I did watch a video the other day that has me wanting to crochet again. I have sheets. And I can't even remember whose video it was, but I have sheets and they're mismatched. So sometimes I have a top sheet or I have a bottom sheet and I don't have the matching set. Like there's no set. And I have to have matching sets on my beds. So I had kept the mismatched sheets because when my grandkids were little and they'd come over, they'd spill stuff on the bed or, you know, have an accident or something. So I had these just extra mismatched sheets for occasions like that. But I don't use them anymore. None of my grandkids are small anymore. If they spill something on the bed now, they're going to be in trouble. They'll be stripping the bed and doing the laundry. They're not babies anymore. And so I saw this video where people are turning them into rag rugs just by crocheting, ripping the sheets into long strips, and then crocheting the strips into rag rugs. And my thoughts about that are pretty positive because sheets wash up quite nicely. Most of them do. If they don't wash up nicely, you probably didn't keep them as sheets for very long. And crocheting is a nice, strong form of, I crocheted Afghans and things like that for years. So it's a good way to make something that's really sturdy and strong. It's a good medium. There's a bunch of what I'm looking for right there. Right there. I'm going to push that over. I'm going to grab this to put down here under my hand so I don't put my hand down in my glue. And then I am going to just work on this spot because I found an area. Yeah, I found an area that I can work on. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm thinking, and you can buy mismatched sheets really, really cheap in thrift stores like Value Village and the Salvation Army, and they always have all kinds of sheets. So I got thinking that if the sheet washes up really nice, a crocheted rug would wash up really nice. So having them for little soft landings for when you get out of bed, and for you know, in the bathroom beside the tub or the shower, they'd be really great. And you could just throw them in the washing machine and wash them up, and they would wash up really, really well. And the video that I watched, I can't remember the name of the person. I wish I did because I'd send you to it. But the prep, like the ripping up of the sheets into strips, and that seems to be the hardest part of the process. And it doesn't take much to learn how to crochet with those big hooks, which is what you would use. So I'm thinking there's something that There's something that I might be able to do on some of these long winter evenings. So if I decide to do that, I will definitely share it with you guys and show you what my process goes like. But the way that she did it, you could even use printed sheets, like sheets with patterns, because you're cutting them into 2-inch strips, and it's just kind of like using a multicolored yarn to knit or crochet something. It all just kind of blended together. So color didn't matter a whole lot. The basic overall colors, but patterns didn't matter. Oh my gosh, guys, just that little wee bit right there, just having a bunch to do in a row. I feel like I've done more right there than I have in the last 2 hours of working on this painting, just because I've got some here and I'm not looking steady for them. Yay! When the process starts to go a little bit better, it's so much nicer. But yeah. Who else doesn't mind working on big sections because it's a little less stressful than trying to find little sections all over to do? When I'm working on these peppered areas, these areas that are scattered with the drill colors, I always feel like, I just dropped one, but it's right there. So I just feel like I am at the end of a painting and you're finishing up. You know, when you're finishing up and then there's just these few little spots that have drills empty, and you're going and opening a package and doing 3 of this color and 3 of that color, and oh, there's one there that I missed. That time-consuming little bit at the end is what this whole thing has been like so far to start. Yeah. And that's my least favorite part of diamond painting, is that finishing up mess at the end. Come on, roll over, roll over, roll over. There. There. Yeah, I got something happening here, guys. I've got some progress. So I went to my basement this week and started getting out Christmas stuff. So I haven't brought up a ton of I don't decorate here until, I don't start decorating until I'm stuffed, guys, just really stuffed up. So if I sound funny, I apologize. But I don't start decorating here until the 12th. So I have to wait till after Remembrance Day to decorate. Yeah, I was always brought up that it was disrespectful to do anything before the day after Remembrance Day. So I take my Halloween decorations down immediately. I don't leave them out. My neighbor across the street here had the most amazing Halloween display. And then Sunday night, we had so many kids. So I think they do a contest. I think she was in a contest. I might have mentioned that. I'm not sure. But by the time Halloween night came, her house was absolutely fabulous. And she's right across the road from me. So I got the full benefit of seeing it all. And it was amazing. And she doesn't do a lot of the, the big blow up figurines and stuff like that. She did a lot of actually homemade ghosts that she made and hung in the trees, and then tons and tons of lights and lawn chairs with, you know, the pieced together people. So she had little haunted scenes that she created all over her yard, and it was neat. It was really, really neat, really old-fashioned and fabulous. But it was, yeah, I was so happy. So I made, and I put up a few outdoor decorations. I don't put up a ton, but I had some signs out there, and, you know, my light on and what have you. You know, enough that the kids knew that they were coming in here to shell out, definitely. And so, you know, some homemade hangers for my door and stuff like that. Well, I made 100 loot bags, and I figured they were, you know, decent loot bags. Like, I mean, they had lots of goodies in them. A good little evening snack. I wouldn't let my kids eat more candy than that on one given night, and I'd put it in a loot bag so that my loot bag is a snack, for an evening snack for a child. At least that's my thoughts. So I did 100 of them, and it was contactless shelling out is what they were calling it. So find a way to shell out and have it no contact, which wasn't all that hard. So I opened my inside door, left my screen door shut, and put my rocking chair in front of my living room window so that I could sit there and watch the kids come up the walkway. And when they came up to collect their candy from the big bowl that was out on the front step, I got to go to the screen door, and I could see all the little kids in their costumes and say hi. And, you know, so I was doing it safely. And across the street, she has big stairs that go up to the front of her house. And I'm going to do another bag of these because now that I found that spot, I may as well. But she has a big front porch, like an outside covered porch at the front of her house, right at the top of her stairs where you go up. And she dressed up in a costume and had her chair out there, and her friend was dressed up and out there with her. And I've never seen so much traffic on this street. So word must have got around that her house looked, you know, extra fabulous. And there were so many people coming, and people were just stopping and taking. Some of them weren't even trick-or-treating. They were just stopping and taking pictures of her house. It was so nice, all lit up. But the kids started coming at 4:30, and I was talking to the neighbor the next day. She was out taking all her decorations down too. She had them all taken down the next day because it's a thing. And she said she had 100 loot bags made. I made 100 loot bags, and both of us had to stop shelling out at around 7 o'clock because between 4:30 and 7 o'clock we'd given away the 100, and we were still having traffic going down the street just to come and see her house. So, but it was so beautiful. The rain had stopped. They were calling for it to be a wet night, but it had rained all day, and then the rain stopped early in the afternoon before the kids started trick-or-treating. I think that's why they started coming so early, because they may have thought that it was just a break in the rain and they wanted to get out and get it done before it started raining again, but it didn't. It didn't start raining again. And but so there were people out trick-or-treating in their Halloween costumes, like the lacy Halloween costumes and the princess costumes and things, and no coats, guys. No coats. I can't remember there ever being a Halloween where the kids could go around with no coats on, and the parents were going around here it's really cool because the parents do dress up and go around with the kids. They don't shell out, of course, but they go around with the kids. And then, so they're all dressed up going up and down the road, and the kids are running from the end of the drive-in and getting their loot bags and running back out to mom and dad out at the sidewalk. So it was a really, really cool Halloween. I had been worried because I didn't know how I was going to do the contactless shelling out and still be able to enjoy the kids in their costumes and things like that. But I got around that, and yeah, it was wonderful. And the costumes were extra spectacular this year because you could see the whole costumes, and they weren't buried under bulks of warm clothes and winter coats. And yeah, so I'm sure all the kids were really, really proud of their costumes. It was really fun, really, really fun. So one of the nicest Halloweens that I've had in a long time. Last year, I didn't get to shell out or anything because I was in quarantine. I couldn't do that. The year before, we had just taken possession of the house, and we were actually trying to begin our move-in, and the kids were coming to the door. Well, we picked up our key right around the same time the kids started shelling out, so that was a little bit confusing. All I wanted was dinner and my bed set up that night, and we did Halloween at the same time. So, but I knew from that experience, from that very first year, that we would have a lot of kids on this road. So next year, I am definitely, hit my light again, I am definitely going to make up more loot bags. So I may start a little bit early doing that. I mean, candy doesn't go bad quickly, so I'm sure that I can start getting my candy in September and do, I'll do each week, I'll do a bunch of loot bags up. Each Dollarama haul or shopping at the Giant Tiger or even the grocery stores sometimes, like very early, we'll start having bags of treats on sale. So that's what I think I'm going to have to do next year, is spread it out over a few weeks of preparation and do a lot more gift bags. So the kids didn't have masks on when they came to the doors because of the contact-free requirement of shelling out, and they were supposed to stay in their own household groups. So you weren't supposed to go out, shelling out with people that weren't in your household, and you were supposed to do the, social distancing when outside and stuff like that. So I think it worked, guys. I think it worked well. I was really, really happy with it, and it did cheer me up a bit. It cheered me up just seeing other people out and about and laughing and having a good time. It was so nice. My old clock here. I got a big old galvanized Radon clock, and it's just above my table. It's so loud when it ticks. I love it. It's a big old galvanized farmhouse clock with a wire grid on the front that's supposed to mimic chicken wire, and it just fits into my decor so nicely, and I love it. It was one of my favorite buys since I've moved into this house. I haven't been buying a lot of Raydon. I think I only bought 2 pieces this year. I used to try to do a Raydon Monday with my hauls when I first started collecting. And I didn't collect I didn't collect just for the sake of collecting. I collected stuff that I was going to use, specific stuff that I was going to use. So I have a few sets of mugs. I've got mugs and side plates for Halloween that I set up with my Halloween coffee bar. And I think I've got a few Easter mugs. I didn't get a ton. A few Christmas mugs. I'd like a few more Christmas mugs to go with my my Christmas coffee bar. And this year I bought two things, I think, all I bought. And I bought my big clock. Like, it's a big 21-inch across. It's a massive big clock. And I bought, for Halloween, I bought a black cat that said spooky on it. So that was the only two things I bought this year from Ray. My collecting has completely slowed down. Part of it is because I don't want to go into stores just to browse and to look. I would go into all of the TJX stores anytime I got to the city, or anytime I got close enough to them, I went into them to see what they had. And not anymore. I don't go in just to browse and shop. I usually have a list, and I don't go into those stores unless I'm looking for something specific. I do have some cushions, though. I want some cushions. This, just the square decorative pillows. I want some for Christmas for both my bedroom and my living room. And I don't have any Raydon pillows. So I'd love to look for a few of those. And I would like something that is Christmassy in as a throw to go over the back of my sofa. I just have a gray, a dark gray couch. So I'd like something nice and light and airy and decorative for Christmas, and some decorative pillows. I think that's all I want in the way of decor style stuff for Christmas. That's all I've got on my list. So I don't know when I'll go shopping for those. I know it's so hard because you can go into the store one day. I'm an hour from town. I'm an hour from Fredericton and about an hour from Moncton, and a little over an hour from St. John. And those are the three cities that have the TJX stores here in New Brunswick. Edmundston as well, probably, but I'm way too far away from there. So I'm kind of centrally located to the other three big city centers, right in the middle, in the boonies, in the middle between all three of them. So I don't know if I'm going to go into the stores and shop for something for Christmas, or if I may instead go in. I mean, I do have a sewing machine, and I may instead go into one of the fabric centers when I'm in town, because then I don't have to go into a whole bunch of different stores and shop for stuff and look for stuff. I can then grab some fabric and make some decorative pillows for my living room. And then I can make them whatever size I want as well, because I do have some inserts, and I can just take my covers off of the pillows that I have then instead of having to switch the pillows out and find a place to store the other pillows when I'm not using them, I could just switch the covers out, which I think might be way easier for me to do. And I don't like going through the bother of sewing zippers in. So I do just the, the overlapping envelope style pillow cover, which is really, really easy to do. It's actually pretty simple, guys. I should do a video and show, because there's a lot of people that just barely know how to sew and have a hard time doing something like that. So yeah, I could do a little video on that, maybe. I tend to forget because that's not what I really do on my channel. I'm more paper crafting and tabletop types of stuff. But I used to sew all the time, and I don't much anymore. My sewing machine is mostly decorative. I don't sew as much as I should. I mean, I've got a cheap but nice little sewing machine that's just functional. It doesn't have a lot of the extras on it because I don't sew enough to warrant having an expensive machine. But anybody can do a straight stitch or a zigzag stitch on their sewing machine and do a straight line. That's pretty simple. So just having a few hints on how to do a few things on the machine, some people may enjoy that. So, I'm torn. It's just such a simple thing to do, and there's so many other videos out there about stuff like that. Every time I come across a sewing video, I'll see a sewing video to make something and that I didn't have that idea before, and I'll flip on and watch it. And I think, what a great idea. I should sew more. Yeah. And then by the next day, I've forgotten about it. So, but yeah, I do have a nice little sewing machine, and I should be taking advantage of that more often. And it saves you money. I mean, you can't get a decorative pillow that's nice for under $20. And I can certainly sew a little decorative pillow up a lot cheaper than that. And they're not that time consuming, guys. There, I'm definitely going to get this little packet done. So that'll be 3 packets of these little drills. I think in my other little sessions, I mean, I might not even been at the table for half an hour, because I think both times I sat down this week, I just opened up a packet of drills and placed them and got up and went and did something else. My little dog wasn't great. I mean, I was talking earlier about Halloween, but my little dog wasn't great. He isn't so very well socialized. He's 4, going on 4, or just turned 4. Where I got him, they weren't exactly sure of his birthday. So, but he wasn't a take with you dog before. I mean, he was just a left at home dog all the time. They had more than one dog, and yeah, they left them at home. And you can't take a pack of dogs with you when you go, every time you go to the store. But he goes most places with me. The only place he doesn't go is when I just slip around the corner here and go do my grocery shopping. But So he was never socialized with around people, and he hasn't been trained well. I mean, I have a hard time just to get him to sit. So I've been trying and trying and trying to teach him the basics. He listens to me pretty good. And he will come when I call him, mostly because he thinks I've got a treat for him, I think. But he will come when I call him. He does, you know, if I ask him if he wants to go outside, and hold on a sec, there's my timer. But if I ask him if he wants to go outside, he'll run and sit in front of the door, or if I ask him if he has to go potty, and he'll run and sit in front of the door. So he's been pretty good. He wasn't trained well as a puppy. I mean, he was house trained. I think that was it. That was the basics. That was all they cared about. He was house trained. They lived in the country. He didn't have to be tied up. They didn't have people walking by the front of their house. He wasn't being walked out in public, things like that. So he just wasn't socialized. So on Halloween, he didn't take very well to a bunch of strange people coming to the front of the house over and over and over again, all dressed up in funny costumes. So yeah, he didn't do well. So, but I mean, after the first, half a dozen or a dozen kids, I picked him up and held him in my arms when we're at the front door. And he barks because he's afraid of people. He really does. And but he was pretty good as long as I was holding on to him. But I could tell he hadn't been socialized very well because he wants to growl. So I'll have him picked up, and then he gets really, really brave because I've got him. And then he decides that he's going to growl. So, and he's got this really little growl really deep down in his throat, and it's the funniest little thing. And I know if I wasn't picking him up that he'd start snarling and barking and get really, really defensive. So, but he wasn't horrible. He just wasn't really well behaved. I kept him under control though. So that's all I got done in this session. And this is how slow it is. I got these few drills here, these little bit of green drills here, and I got these peachy colored ones through here. And that's it, guys. And I know it's been an hour, at least by my clock, it's been an hour. So I'm going to let you guys go. I'm not going to keep you for a long time. I have a ton of things that I want to do today. I do have a few errands to run in town, not far, just to the grocery store locally here, grocery store and pharmacy and things like that. So nothing major, but I do have a lot of things that I want to get done. Thanks for sticking it out with me if you're still here. I really do appreciate that. I really do hope that you're working on your own diamond painting while I'm babbling away in the background, because I like to think that that's what you're doing, so that I feel as though I have company and somebody that's diamond painting with me. And hopefully I'm doing the same for you, giving you a little bit of company. And yeah, so don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done that already. And, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you're working on. And I will see everybody in the next video. And until then, stay safe and take care, everybody. Bye-bye for now.